They didn't have a fear of being parents. They had a fear of not being ready. So they waited. And waiting seemed like the responsible thing to do. Until one day they realized waiting had changed everything. Welcome to Good Stories Today, your channel for emotional and inspiring stories. Listen while you drive, work, or simply seek inspiration. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next videos. Chapter 1: The Sensible Plan. My name is Emma, and this is the story of how my husband Ryan and I learned that not all plans work out, no matter how careful you are. We met in college, Boston University. I was studying education. He was in engineering. We fell in love fast, got married at 25. Young, but sure. And from the beginning, we had a plan. "We'll wait a few years," Ryan said. "Get our careers going, save money, then we'll start a family." And I agreed. It made sense. We were responsible, forward-thinking. Not like those couples who rushed into things without thinking. We were going to do it right. So we waited. I got my master's in education, started teaching middle school. Ryan got his PE license, started working for a civil engineering firm. We saved. We budgeted. We delayed gratification. We lived in a small apartment, drove old cars, skipped vacations, because we were building something, a foundation, a future, a life for the family we'd have someday. When we were 30, Ryan got promoted, senior project manager, good salary, benefits, stability. "Maybe now?" I said one night. "Soon," he said. "Let's just get a house first, give them a real home to grow up in." And that made sense too. So we bought a house, a 3-bedroom in the suburbs, good schools, safe neighborhood. We painted the nursery yellow, gender neutral, ready for whenever. "Okay," I said when we finished. "Now?" Ryan smiled. "Yeah, now." I was 32, and we thought we had all the time in the world. Everything seemed logical. Everything seemed right. We were doing it the responsible way. Chapter 2: Almost Ready. We started trying when I was 33. I went off birth control. We downloaded an app to track my cycle, and we waited for it to happen. 1 month, 2 months, 3. "It's normal," I told Ryan. "It can take time." I know, but I could see the worry starting to creep in. 6 months, 9 months, a year. "Maybe we should see a doctor," I said. Ryan hesitated. "Let's give it a little more time." But time wasn't helping. When I was 35, we finally went to a fertility specialist. Tests, blood work, ultrasounds. Everything came back fine. "There's no obvious issue," the doctor said. "Sometimes it just takes longer." "How much longer?" I asked. "That's hard to say, but you're young, healthy. There's no reason to worry yet." Yet. That word haunted me. We tried IUI, intrauterine insemination. 3 rounds. None of them worked. We tried IVF, in vitro fertilization. 2 rounds. The first didn't take. The second ended in a miscarriage at 6 weeks. I'd never been so devastated. Not because I'd lost a baby I knew, but because I'd lost a future I'd imagined. Ryan held me while I cried. "We can try again," he said. "I don't know if I can." "Then we won't. We'll figure something else out." But I didn't want something else. I wanted this. The plan we'd made, the life we'd designed, the family we'd been so careful to wait for. Everything was in place. Everything was ready. Except the one thing we couldn't control. Biology. Chapter 3: The Silence. The months after the miscarriage were the hardest, not because of the physical pain, but because of the silence. Friends stopped asking how we were doing. Family stopped bringing it up. Everyone acted like if we didn't talk about it, it wasn't happening. But it was happening. Every time I saw a pregnant woman, every time someone announced they were expecting, every time I walked past that yellow nursery, it was happening. Ryan and I stopped talking about it too. Not because we didn't care, but because we didn't know what to say. We'd sit at dinner in silence, go to bed without touching, exist in the same space but feel miles apart. One night, I broke. Do you ever think, maybe this is my fault? Emma. I'm serious. We waited because I wanted to finish grad school, because I wanted to establish my career. If we'd started earlier, stop. This isn't your fault. We made those decisions together. But what if we were wrong? What if waiting was the biggest mistake we ever made? He didn't have an answer, because maybe it was. The silence between us wasn't anger. It was grief. Shared, unspoken, unbearable grief. Chapter 4. Mourning the Imagined Child. People don't talk about this kind of grief, the grief of losing someone who never existed. But it's real. I grieved the baby I'd imagined, the one with Ryan's eyes and my laugh, the one who'd learned to walk in our backyard, ride a bike down our street, grow up in that yellow nursery. I grieved the moments that would never happen. First steps, first words, first day of school, birthdays, holidays, all of it. One night, I went into the nursery. We'd closed the door months ago, stopped going in there. But that night, I opened it, and I sat on the floor. And I cried. Not for a person, but for a dream. For the life I'd so carefully planned that never came to be. Ryan found me there. He sat down next to me. Didn't say anything. We just sat there together. In the room we'd painted for a child who didn't exist. And we let ourselves grieve. Sometimes the deepest grief isn't for someone you lost. It's for the future you'll never have. Chapter 5. The Conversation. A few weeks later, Ryan and I had the conversation we'd been avoiding. We were sitting on the couch, no TV, no distractions, just us. Emma, I need to ask you something. Okay. What do we actually want? Is this about having a biological child? Or is it about being parents? I didn't know how to answer, because I'd spent so long fixating on the how that I'd stopped thinking about the why. I don't know, I said quietly. Me neither. We sat in silence. And then he said, "What if we can't have biological kids? Does that mean we give up on being parents?" I don't want to give up. Neither do I. But we have to be honest about what we're willing to do. That conversation opened something. Not solutions, not answers, but space. Space to consider possibilities we'd been too scared to think about. What about adoption? Ryan said. I'd thought about it. Of course I had. But I'd pushed it away. Because adoption felt like giving up. Like admitting defeat. I don't know, I said. We don't have to decide now, but maybe we should think about it. The question wasn't whether we could have a child. It was whether we were willing to redefine what family meant. Chapter 6. Opening another door. We didn't rush into adoption. We took our time, did research, talked to other adoptive parents, and slowly, carefully, we started to open ourselves to the idea. Not as a backup plan, not as second best, but as a different path to the same destination. We attended an informational meeting at an adoption agency. There were about 20 couples there, all different ages, different stories, but the same hope. The social worker talked about the process, the waiting, the uncertainty. Adoption is not easy, she said. It's emotional, it's complex, and it requires you to let go of control. That last part hit me. Letting go of control. I'd spent my entire life trying to control things, plan things, make sure everything went right, and it hadn't worked. After the meeting, Ryan and I sat in the car. "What do you think?" he asked. "I think I'm scared." "Me too. But I also think maybe this is what we're supposed to do." "Yeah, maybe." Adoption wasn't a consolation prize. It was a different kind of courage. Chapter 7. Redefining Family. We started the adoption process when I was 39. It was long, tedious, invasive, home studies, background checks, financial audits, references, every part of our lives examined. But we did it, because we wanted to be parents, not in the way we'd imagined, but in the way that was possible. The waiting was hard, harder than the infertility treatments, harder than the miscarriage, because we had no control, no timeline, no guarantees. We just had to wait and trust. 18 months into the process, we got the call. We have a match. A little girl, 15 months old. Her birth mother couldn't care for her. "Do you want to meet her?" My heart stopped. Yes. Her name was Sophia. She had dark curly hair and big brown eyes. And when I held her for the first time, something inside me shifted. This wasn't the child I'd imagined, but she was real, and she was ours. The family we'd dreamed of didn't arrive the way we planned, but when it finally came, it was perfect. Chapter 8. The Lesson. It's been 3 years since Sophia came into our lives. And I'm not going to tell you it's been easy. Adoption comes with its own challenges, its own grief, its own complexities. But it also comes with joy. Real, tangible, everyday joy. Sophia is 4 now. She calls us Mama and Dada. She loves books and dinosaurs and singing off key. And she is exactly who she's supposed to be. Sometimes I think about the child I imagined, the one with Ryan's eyes and my laugh, and I feel a small ache. Not because I don't love Sophia, but because grief and love can coexist. I can mourn what didn't happen while celebrating what did. The loss of one dream doesn't erase the beauty of another. Conclusion. I'm 42 now, and the life I have is not the life I planned, but it's the life I was meant to live. Ryan and I didn't become parents the way we expected, but we became parents, and that's what matters. So if you're watching this, and you've been waiting for the right time, if you've been holding on to a plan that isn't working, if you've been grieving something you never had, I want you to hear this. Life doesn't follow our timelines. And sometimes, the greatest gift is letting go of what you thought you needed and opening yourself to what's actually possible. The family we dreamed of didn't come the way we imagined, but love found a way, and that's more than enough. This is Good Stories Today, your channel for emotional and inspiring stories. If this story resonated with you, please subscribe for more honest human stories about love, loss, hope, and the courage to let life surprise you. And if you've been through something similar, or if this story touched your heart, leave a comment below. Share your story. Because your experience matters, and someone out there needs to hear it. Thanks for listening. And remember, the life you're meant to live might not be the life you planned, but it can still be beautiful. See you in the next story.